Andy said, let's hurry up and get this done. Come on, family. Family. Oh, you got to be real important. 2 phones at the same time. Simultaneous. Okay. Let's wait a couple more minutes. Absolutely. 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 Wait, you talked about me last month? Of course I'm going to do whatever you ask me to. I'm like a child that's been on punishment. You know, when they get out of punishment and they're out and about and they're just so happy to see people, that's where I am right now. To see people in person, in live, to actually utilize this room for the first time in a very long time is exciting. It's exciting. Had to do it virtually. Had to do it virtually. Had to do it virtually. We're not going to start without her. No, we're not going to start without her. What? I'm going to try to forget. The only thing that can hold me up is Mexico. What? Tomorrow morning. Orlando. It's my pleasure. It's the next grandma. Now you know you don't have to take photos with both phones. Since they're both iPhones, you take it with one and you just transfer the photos. You got yes, you do. You good? Well, and that's mine. There you go. This is Alexis. Whenever you're ready, you let us know. You let us know, okay? You ready now? Let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. Your time is valuable. Good afternoon. Isn't it strange that princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings and common people like you and me are builders for eternity? Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, and a book of rules. And each must fashion ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. We gather, at least we try to gather once a year to honor people who've dedicated their lives to building stepping stones in life. They've taken the tools that God has given them. They've taken the rules that they have to work within. And then they help mold, not just themselves, but they help to mold this community that we live in. They try to do something for the families, for the children, for the future. So we get together every year to honor those individuals. Because see, we can't leave it to anybody else because nobody knows exactly what we do. They don't know the passion that it takes. They don't understand the dedication that it takes. And they truly do not understand the heart that it takes. So we get together every year to honor people, to place them on what we call our wall of honor, and to honor them for our John Balikas Award, for the things that they do for this community. Good afternoon to you. My name is Orlando Prescott. I'm one of your humble servants that labor here in the Unified Children's Court. And we, the judges of United Children's Court, Unified Children's Court, we gather together and we fight to make sure that this program is done year after year. The pandemic had us on the ropes for a while, but just like any good boxer, we got off the ropes and we're back here in person. So we'd like to welcome you to the Unified Children's Court. The administrative office and the judges who labor here and who have labored here. I see judges who used to be here that their assignment has taken them someplace else, but their heart remains here. So I thank you. Judge Marrero, Judge Kelly, what I call our bull gator, Martinez Nanziani, Judge Caballero, our General, Lieberman, Judge Hyde, De Niro, our magistrates who are here as well. We have Coleman, we have Magistrate Adebayo, we have Judge Hansman, we have my brother from another mother, Judge Bernstein. We welcome you all here for this occasion, our wall of honor, to place yet another name, another life, another legacy for our John Balikas, another name, another life, another legacy. So it's that brings us together. And those of you who know me, know one of my favorite phrases, La familia es todo. This is our family. And we welcome you to our home. So I'm going to turn it over now to have welcome remarks from our Chief Judge, Judge Safi.
Greetings to all and welcome to the 2022 Wall of Honor ceremony. I wish I could be there with you in person, but unfortunately when it was rescheduled, it landed on a day when I was already attending a conference out of town. I'd rather be with you. This ceremony has always been special to me. I started my Miami legal career in July of 1994 at 27th Avenue and 33rd Street as an assistant public defender assigned to Judge D. Bruce Levy's division, across the aisle from ASA Don De Niro. I passed by the Wall of Honor photos in the hallway every day, and over time, I got to know some of those people personally and some by reputation. My first assignment as a judge was also in that building in the Dependency Division, again on 27th Avenue. And I got to present a Wall of Honor award that year. I think it was to Marie Osborne, who had been my first training attorney at the Public Defender's Office. Now I get to come full circle. I am so happy to congratulate this year's recipients, who I have the honor of knowing personally. First, the winner of the John Balikas Award, Donna Fields, my former colleague at the Public Defender's Office. When Donna was a new assistant public defender in the felony division, she landed my division as a C lawyer and I was the A, and we were in front of Judge David Miller. She was a passionate advocate and a great partner. She also had some of the best stories, having lived a life before she was ever a lawyer. I'm so happy to see her honored for her years of dedication to the Children's Court. Andy Steinacker. To be honest, when I heard Andy was going to be added to the Wall of Honor, I was like, wait a second, isn't she already on there like a few times? She should be. I met Andy early in my judicial career 15 years ago when assigned to the Dependency Division, and I quickly learned that Andy was an incredible wealth of knowledge and information. And even 15 years ago, she had already demonstrated a dedication and commitment to the welfare of children and families that is not easily matched. And she knew how to get things done. And if she couldn't get it done, then she knew how to get to the person that could. She was amazing. Congratulations to Donna and Andy. You represent the best of what is done in this beautiful courthouse. Congratulations to all of the wonderful people from all of the agencies, the Clerk of Courts, Miami-Dade Police, Department of Children and Families, Citrus Health Network, Public Defender's Office, State Attorney's Office, Guardian Ad Litem, and more, and others who work tirelessly for the purpose of supporting Miami's most vulnerable. This place is so special because no matter who you work for, you are all united by the common cause of helping children. And a little extra shout out to my court family, Judge Prescott and all of my judges who commit themselves to this gut-wrenching but enormously fulfilling work. And to our AOC family, the biggest of thanks to you for making our good days possible and keeping the bad days from being worse. Thank you for giving me the chance to participate virtually in this program. I hope all of you enjoy the rest of the program, and I see you soon.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. It's awfully special because we've developed a relationship with the school across the street, the downtown Miami Charter School. So we have with us today is Ms. Battle and Ms. Taylor as they present our first grade class to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So people in the back can see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do what we do. Again, please. If you would like to present them with their bears, please just go in the back. Present their bears. We do not have a wall of honor without them. We schedule our wall of honor to make sure that the school can attend because we will not do it without them. And we present them with a bear as a token of our appreciation for their participation. You see how the judges are fighting to be able to do it? That's why we do what we do. just to let you know, we also have a book club where we have a group of judges and staff that will go over to the school and read to them. So we have to get back on schedule. As I said, the pandemic had us on the ropes, and we're off the ropes, so we'll get our schedule back on. Thank you. We're not going to move until the photographer gets back. Here he comes. Keeping on with our program, we will have comments from one of our partners. We're able to accomplish many things here in the Unified Children's Court, and it's not just because we're judges, it's because of the great partners that we have in Miami-Dade County. One of our partners is from the Dade County Bar Association, who helps fund the awards for the Wall of Honor. They have been one of our partners from the very inception. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Roger Slade, the president of our Dade County Bar Association.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Miami-Dade Bar, which is our new name, thank you so much for inviting me to speak here today. I've had a lot of interesting experiences in my legal career, and some of the most interesting were when I first came to Miami and we started to do pro bono work for the Guardian program, and it gave me an opportunity to come to Northwest 27th Avenue and actually start handling the cases in front of the court that are here today. I learned a tremendous amount about the important work that you do here, and it was a fantastic experience. So I'm not completely out of the loop, because I really did start practicing my legal career. My first trial was in the Children's Courthouse on Northwest 27th Avenue. Some of my initial motion calendars hearing. But we took on a pro bono case where we did a termination of parental rights matter, where we terminated the parental rights of a mother who had been abusing her children. We spent a lot of time. We actually went to trial in front of Michael Robinson, and later we handled a trial in front of Jerry Beth Cohen. So I have some general familiarity with what you do here. So I want to say, applaud all of you, particularly our honorees today, for everything that you do. I think it's a tremendous experience. The work that I did here, and I'm hoping that we can start coming back here to volunteer our time on a more regular basis, opened up my eyes to a world that I've never seen, or a world that was completely different, having come from a large law firm in New York, just grinding out paper behind a desk. I really gave me an opportunity to meet real people with real problems, and the tremendous work that the judges did here. I had a chance to try a case in front of Michael Robinson, in front of Jerry Beth Cohen, and I learned a lot. So I can imagine how hard it must be to do what you do every day. So I want to applaud everybody who participates in work, helping our children in this community. Critically important. I'm going to just specifically tell you that I have a lot of respect for the folks who are being inducted here today, from what I've learned about them. So I want to salute Donna Fields and Andrea Steinacker for the things that you've done. And as Judge Safety said, from everything that I've read about you, it's amazing that you're just being inducted at this point, because it seems like probably should have happened a long time ago. So I want to say thank you for inviting me here today, and congratulations to everybody, and congratulations to all the people here who do this very important work. Thank you.
Mr. Slade makes a very important point. He talks about the longevity and the time that it took to get up on the wall. It's because we have some incredible people that do this work day in and day out. And if you notice, there's only one person per year. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. Because we recognize this, that the labor of love that you give is year after year, day after day, week after week. It speaks to the longevity that you've given. These awards, if you notice, when you go up on the 12th floor and you look at that wall, you will not be able to say, oh, how did they get here? It's not one of those kind of awards. You can't buy these. Okay? You can't coax yourself into getting one. You earn it by the blood, sweat, and yes, tears that you would shed day after day, week after week, month after month. And then you'll ask yourself, how did I get here? Love brought you here. So just give it the time. You'll be there too. So for the John Beligas Award, you've heard who the recipient is, and the award would be presented by her partner in crime. If you know one, then you know the other. This is Thelma and Louise. Okay? So with that, I'll sit down. I won't say who's who, but you'll see. Okay? Ms. Gray?
15-day midman. I wouldn't be the one with the gun. So let me first say that Mr. Martinez, the public defender for Miami-Dade County, he gives his apologies for not being here today. He had a prior engagement. But on behalf of Dr. Seuss and all who are here, congratulations, Donna Lee Field. Today is your day. You have been to great places. You went off and away. You have been to Alaska, Hawaii, and everywhere in the Bay. Traveled the Western and Eastern Caribbean to explore many days. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction that you choose. You were born in the Bronx, where you grew as a kid. Your dad was a well-known jazz musician, and he wrote a song for you. He did. The song is called Donna Lee, of all names after you. The song has been played by Parker and Miles because you were your dad's boo. You went on your way to law school, you did go, while others were sleeping at night in their beds. At Cooney Law, you worked your little head. At the same time, working as a paralegal for the law, you graduated from Cooney, magna cum laude, and passed the New York bar. You looked up and down streets, looked them over with care. And at the age of 65, you finished the New York Marathon with all who were there. You moved to Miami and started a new job. At the Public Defender's Office, Donna helped to train the mobs. She worked at county, DV, circuit, and juvenile courts too. Donna did her work as only she can do. She has been the longest standing member of the drug court team, where she works with Judge Prescott to create an endless scene. Changing lives of youth is her daily dream. Working with Grace Court and Judge Zayas, Donna wants these young men and ladies to be their finest. Donna doesn't lag behind because she has the speed. She will pass the whole game and take the lead. Wherever she flies, she'll be the best. Wherever she goes, she'll beat the rest. In the office at 6 a.m. to sign in, to read Jack Packs and A forms that seem to never end. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true, that bang-ups and hang-ups have happened to you. Donna has fought that battle with cancer and will not let it take over. She gives all her life and will not let cancer rob her of her four-leaf clover. Will you succeed? Yes, you will. Indeed, you will. Girl, you have moved mountains and made us believe. So congratulations to my friend, and as Judge Prescott says, my sister from another mother, Donna Lee Fields, for the recipient of the 2022 John Beligas Award.
I want to thank my colleague and good friend, Tammy Gray. I treasure her friendship. I honor her as a friend. She's an inspiration to me every day. Her commitment to the juvenile division is exceptional. She's the mother of 3 and recently became the grandmother of 2 infants who, with their mothers, live with her. She's my inspiration. I regretfully never met John Balikas. He was just before my time. He was a former boxer who developed cancer and died quickly. Unlike me, I'm on my 2nd bout and fighting it for the moment successfully. Like John, I don't go down without a fight. The members of our office, especially Carlos Martinez, have stood by me and supported me during my long legal career of over 20 years in the office. Carlos and the members of the Miami-Dade Public Defender's Office have been steadfast in their caring for me and my family. My mother wanted to be in the movies. She moved to Hollywood, California. A white woman, blonde hair, blue eyes. She met my father, a black musician who played in the background of the music in the movies. They fell in love. They wanted to marry. California, it was not legal. A black could not marry a white. They had to go to Chicago to marry. Then I was taken to the South Bronx to my grandmother, where I lived. We were poor, very poor. I remember living on the 5th floor walk-up. Right outside was the elevated subway. It was at the same level as our apartment. We used to sleep out on the fire escape at night during the summers for the relief of the heat. I grew up and I rebelled, just like the kids we represent. I was bad. I was real bad. Never got arrested. I was lucky. And luckily, we didn't have the drugs and the guns that we have now. I was bad. I was kicked out of high school, and I went on to get a GED. And then I met my husband at age 18, and we stayed together. We eventually got married, and we stayed together for 47 years. He died in 2011 when I became a widow. During that period of time, I saw that my cousin Amelia, who lived in the same area that I had lived in the South Bronx, became an assemblywoman. For 50 years, she worked on making changes for her children. The schools were still as bad as they were when I grew up. The teachers really didn't care. She made a difference. I watched her and developed a passion for change. What do? I barely graduated high school. I decided to go to school. I completed college and law school in 5 years, from age 45 to 50. I worked full-time as a paralegal while I went to school every night after work. I went to school in the World Trade Center. I suddenly found myself graduating. And now what do? I've got a passion. What do I do with it? I was able to find CUNY Law School. Oh, such a law school. One of the few 100% public interest law schools in the country. They had 2 very important people in them. Dean Hayward Burns, he was the founder of the school, and Shannara Gilbert. The 2 of them were requested by Nelson Mandela when he left prison to go to South Africa to help develop the South African democratic constitution. Unfortunately, they never returned. They were killed in an accident. But from them, I learned the professionalism of the legal profession. And I had a passion. What do I do with it? I came down here to Miami. I sought my place. Couldn't find it right away. I had 2 people, 2 different people. One was Guy Robinson, who was working in a firm that I was working in, tell me, you need to go to the public defender's office. So I went. Did they accept me? Oh, I was older. Remember, I didn't graduate until I was 50 years old, so now we're talking about 55. They said, well, you have no criminal law experience, which I didn't. And I said, well, you know what I do have? I have South Bronx experience. I'm a fighter. I don't quit. A week later, they called me back and they hired me. I started working in the domestic violence division, And then I came to Juvies. Oh, God, I loved Juvies. Here were the same kids I was. The same ones, same problems. Bad schools, teachers didn't care, ran the streets, but now they've got problems that I hadn't had. The drugs, the guns. I thrived. And then it was time for the next rotation because the public defender's office is a training position to train you fully. They sent me to felonies. Well, I left and went into private practice. I worked with Tony Moss, who was a death penalty attorney, and I did a number of first-degree murder cases with him. And I actually did them against Todd Bass. Then I came back, and I said, I want to go to Juvies. I want to stay in Juvies. And they had developed a lead position where for each division, you had your core attorneys, 4 or 5, which I dealt with every day. I did everything with them. They ended up calling me Sarge. I don't know why. In Juvies, I learned how to represent children because they were my passion. When I had gone to felonies, I had seen the kids who had fallen between the cracks here were on the path to prison. I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to have other attorneys have to deal with the children who should have been handled, who should have been understood while they were still down here in the juvenile division. I was lucky enough when Robin Favor went to become a judge to take over the position of drug court. And then I met Judge Prescott. Judge Prescott was the best thing that happened to drug court. Under his practice, it flourished. As he's always said, we are family by birth, by blood, and we are family by circumstance. We were family. The kids, we had usually 50 kids a week were coming into drug court. We applauded their successes. In some cases, we were the only ones who had birthday parties for them when their families didn't. It was the best of times, and he was the best of judges for it. Then, Grace Court, human trafficking. That was heart-wrenching. The girls were so traumatized. They had been victimized. They had been made into drug addicts. They had been exploited. But they learned to trust me. And I helped. And it made a difference. These have been my passions. I have been so lucky to have been with the Office of the Public Defenders. They have been supportive. When I was in private practice, I started running. And yes, at age 65, I suddenly ran the New York Marathon. It took me 6 hours, but I finished because I don't quit. I don't quit. It has been wonderful having an impact on my fellow attorneys and representing the children, and it's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful to work for the Public Defender's Office, the support that they have given me. Their social workers, the secretaries, all of them are all fighting the same battle, the battle to keep the children as innocent as they can possibly be. The adverse childhood experiences and the long-term impact on the children, the trauma caused involuntarily. The majority of their behaviors, antisocial or so-called criminal behavior displayed by our most damaged, which come from forces beyond their control. I represented them. Marie Osborne said when she accepted the Wall of Honor, the most deadly sin is the mutilation of a child's spirit. While doing this, after my first cancer bout, which struck my left eye and turned me blind in my left eye, I could no longer run. Thought it was over. A couple of years ago, it came back, this time in my liver. And my wonderful husband, Tony Moss, supported me, became my caregiver, and helped me get through the period when I thought I wasn't going to survive. He helped me to continue in my fight against the injustices against the children and allowed me to continue with my passion to take care of the kids. The coronavirus has slowed down our progress and impacted the brains of our kids, but we move on caring for them, supporting them, and helping them. That is my passion. That is what I do. Thank you.
The poem that I recited when I first approached, the title of the poem is A Bag of Tools by R.L. Sharp. I've gotten an opportunity to hear the tools that she has in her arsenal. That bag of tools earned her place on the Wall of Honor. Congratulations to you. You know how I feel about you. She's right, the terminology used is family by blood and family by circumstance. Donna has been family by circumstance from day one. Day one, so thank you. Now, I need your help with something else. Our next recipient for the Wall of Honor. Situations like this make her extremely uncomfortable. She does not like it at all. About a month ago, she and I were at a function where she received an award. And what people saw was me escorting her to the podium to receive her award. I was not escorting her. I was dragging her. She did not want to go. I dragged her up there. And then she looked at me and she said, "For the Wall of Honor, can we do that virtually?" Not over my dead body. The fun that I had dragging her up to the podium and then standing there watching her receive it, I wanted to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, without our presentation of the Wall of Honor for our recipient, I'm going to call up one of our colleagues, Judge Bernstein, who's going to further. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I effing hate the spotlight, said my friend Andy Steinecker this morning in the car, except those of you who know Andy know that she didn't say effing.
Do it anyway.
I'm going to. I remember when I first fell in love with Andy Steinecker. It was over 20 years ago, and there was a view from the bench over in the old juvenile courthouse, and Andy, as a volunteer guardian, asked a question, and she had a very good point, as she normally does. She said, "We're volunteers, and sometimes we have to wait 3-4 hours for our cases to get called because the calendars are so long. Is there any way we can get called first because we have to go back to work?" Really good point. And she said, "What do we do about that?" And I explained that as the judge, I didn't know who was a volunteer and who was not. It was difficult for me to just tell by someone's appearance, so you needed to let me know. And of course, I would call the volunteers out of turn. But you needed to let me know somehow. And I said, tell the bailiff, tell the clerk, tell the guardian lawyer, tell somebody. And then I said, and I don't care if you hold up a sign, just let me know that you're there. The next day in court, up goes the sign, "I'm here." And she started to walk out of the courtroom, and I'm like, "Oh no, you don't go anywhere, you're next." Right. Andy's passion is unparalleled. Once she gets her hooks into a case, look out, Charlie, okay? These kids become her family. That is her circumstance. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen these kids around her holiday tables in her dinner long after the cases have closed. Because these people are her family. That kind of passion, that kind of dedication, commitment, and heart is why we're here today, Andy. I can't imagine anybody who does more. She serves as a mentor, either officially or unofficially, to so many of the new guardians at Lytton. You've been doing this 24 years that I know of, and you never say no to anybody. Andy is a force of nature. Anyone who has worked on a case with her, served on a committee with her, tried to make dinner plans with her, she is a force of nature. And I don't really care whether you like this recognition or not, because we want you on that wall. We need you on that wall. You deserve to be on that wall. And when she expressed to me some of her misgivings, am I being diplomatic about that? About the spotlight, I explained to her that your role here, in addition to deserving this recognition, is the way in which you inspire others to give of their time for the same things that you give of. You inspire all of us. So, my dear friend Andy, come on up, you deserve this award.
Thank you. So, I effing hate the spotlight. I asked for it to be done virtually. My motion was denied. Thank you very much. It was denied by Judge Hansman, my dear friend. It was denied by Judge Prescott, my dear friend, and I knew better than to ask Judge Bernstein. So when I was told by Sergio that I was receiving this award, I was shocked, I was humbled. I was very relieved that it was September 30th and I wouldn't have to do it in person. I taped the speech, thank you very much, and here I am doing it in person. So that's the way it goes. I'm very thrilled to have my daughter Jamie, my husband Rob, my mom stand up, 91 years old, my mom. She's embarrassed too. She hates the spotlight too. Now you see where I got it from. My son-in-law Darren, and I'm blessed to have dear friends, Olivia and Ron, my girlfriend Tony, Helen Ann Shapiro. Thank you so much for being here. You all are special. So, Judge Bernstein, you were one of my first judges when I became a gal, and since then you've become one of my closest and dearest friends. That's something that I treasure. But I've been fortunate to be a part of this system for over 20 years. And I see judges that used to be here. Judge Ige. I see judges that have become my friends over the years that I've never even been in front of. Judge Kelly, thank you. I couldn't do tennis without you, even though I've had to with your foot. Special friends, Judge Caballero, Judge Zayas, Judge Hansman, GM Lieberman. Judge Ige, thank you for coming back. When I get to Kidside, if you haven't written a newsletter article yet, don't worry, your time is coming. I think most people here have, but I know where to find you. So I do appreciate it. I know my cases haven't been easy, but I know that you have a much more difficult caseload. I take 1 to 2 cases. I have 1 to 5 children. I look here and I know that there are thousands of cases and thousands of children that you all hear every single day, every single month. Permanency within a year, if we're lucky. That's not real. What you guys do is way more difficult than what we do as guardians. I have to thank the Guardian Ad Litem program. Jessica, I see you out there somewhere. The attorneys, Jessica Allen, our circuit director. Attorneys, I see Kishasha. I saw Rita's still here. Even though she's not with us, she's always with us. Whether you leave or you don't leave, you are always with us. Sharon Burnett called me. I can't even see because my glasses aren't on. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. But it's more than that. How did I come to the Guardian Ad Litem program? Somebody sitting in the way back, being very inconspicuous, Joni Goodman. I was with the Women's Chamber of Commerce, and I was in charge of their monthly luncheon program. And I got a call from this woman saying, can I just have 5 minutes to do a Guardian recruitment speech? I said, sure. I was hooked. It took a court tour, and I was in. But more than that, I can't even tell you what I would do as a guardian without the direction and support of the attorneys, the supervisors, Becky, the Jonies, the Jessicas, because we don't do it alone. What we do is really solid. It's really very solitary because of the confidentiality factor. So I started a support group years ago. There was 4 guardians that met at Green Streets until Joni Goodman heard about it and said, I live in the Grove, can I come? And I'm like, sure. And then we wound up in hotels and restaurants, and 20 years later, we still have our monthly meeting. Then Rosie Alvarez. I see you back there somewhere, Rosie. I don't have my glasses on. There she is hiding. You hate the spotlight too. Enjoy it. Rosie Alvarez said, you know, guardians can talk to supervisors and guardians can talk to attorneys. Guardians can even talk to judges. But guardians need to be able to talk to each other and to vent and to get some direction that sometimes we don't get from supervisors. So she started Gal to Gal. 4 guardians experienced. I know I'm one of them. Rosie's one. Those that know Betsy Skip and Carol Ballant, those are the other 2. And we're available 24/7. And we meet monthly. And the phone rings 24/7, which tells you just how much we need that. Thank you, Rosie. We all mentor new guardians. It's what we do. We're family. Not by blood, not by birth, by circumstance. And that's what we do. One of the core values of my firm is giving back. And I'm fortunate. I see Michelle Prescott. I see Carrie Lewis from CFCE here. And our firm does a backpack drive where we donate over 100 filled backpacks every year. Bunchy is not able to be here today, another Wall of Honor recipient. Bunchy did a toy drive. She's done it for over 25 years. Our firm does 500 to 600 toys every holiday to make sure that every child in foster care gets a gift for the holiday. I see Marcel hiding, somebody else that helps the spotlight. Man is just a text away. Don't shake your head. I have to do this, you do too. Okay? So, Marcel Rivas couldn't do it without you. That support group meeting, we always have a panel. If I can't find who I need when Jessica and I decide the theme, Marcel, who do I need on my panel? And it's done. Thank you. It's appreciated. Over 10 years ago, I got a phone call from Judge Bernstein, of course. Andy, I need you to help the Kids Side Board. Okay, what do you need? You know, they're a volunteer board of attorneys, mental health professionals, forensic accountants. They don't really have any experience in fundraising, how to be a board member. Just come on. 10 years later, thank you. Judge Demetrius and I co-chair the Judicial Advisory Board. So many of you sitting here are on that board. Thank you. Thank you. Without Kids Side, I wouldn't know so many of those professionals. So I'm actually grateful, even though sometimes I don't always love it. but I'm very proud that my passion has passed on to the next generation. My daughter Jamie's firm does the toy drive. My daughter Jamie's firm did the backpack drive to donate to CFCE this year. So I'm grateful for the recognition. I hate the spotlight, and I promise to keep giving back.
We apologize, there was a snafu with the awards. They will be coming at a later date, so you won't have anything tangible in your hand, but know that the love that pours from our heart goes to yours. Okay? The army of angels that protect and guide is innumerable, can't be counted. They can't be counted because they're being added to every day. Every day. Every day. It's not the spotlight. It's not the spotlight. This is love that's beaming down saying, thank you. Justification for the air that we breathe. Thank you. Nobody knows what we do but us. Thank you. Okay? Accept it. You do it selflessly. We give our love and appreciation selflessly. So for our closing remarks, Chair Judge Gallardo.
That's a tough act to follow, right, Judge Prescott? Well, I'm so happy to see us all gathered here today in person for this tremendous day. It's such an important day for all of us that serve here or have served here. As you have heard, those of you that are visiting, that don't work with us, you can see how passionate we are about the work that we do. You can see that we truly are a family. We truly are. We are moved by the cases that we hear. We're moved by the compassion that we see from people like Donna and Andy. It inspires us, it motivates us to continue to do the work that we do. I get emotional when I talk about it because it is hard work. It's painful. We cry. We suffer. And we depend on each other to get through the difficult cases. These women are so deserving of this recognition. You've only heard a fraction of how wonderful they are today, a little glimpse. I can tell you it's an honor to call them my friends, both of them. They are just incredible people, hardworking, dedicated, with hearts bigger than this room. They're amazing women. And we thank you for everything that you do for our children, for the most vulnerable children, most vulnerable members of our society. They work tirelessly to protect them, to help them, to guide them. Donna not only trains and mentors the young public defenders that come her way, I've seen she teaches the state attorneys as well. She's guiding and teaching everybody. She's an ultimate professional in court. Just a joy to have her advocating in front of you. She's so wonderful. She's so dedicated. And Andy goes, I cannot tell you, I had a terrible accident last year. And this woman sent me a package, a little gift package, her and Tony. And for me to color, they knew I was bedridden, I couldn't get up. I had to entertain myself. So that's how they are. They're so thoughtful. They go the extra mile in everything that they do. And that motivates us to do what we do. So thank you both Congratulations. Thank you all who have come from other divisions to join us, our colleagues. Thank you to all of the other people, our partners, court partners that are here today to celebrate these two incredible women. Thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed the program. And for this, it has concluded. Thank you. And happy holidays to all of you.
We'll do it again for Wall of Honor 2023.